Dear students, welcome back. In the previous session, we have discussed about gate cycle subdivisions. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about gate terminology. Okay, there are two basic parameters of motions are present, that is time and distance variables. Okay, the time and distance are two basic parameters of motion, and measurements of these variables provide a basic description of gait. Okay, so the first one is time variables. It is also called as temporal variables, which includes stance time, single limb support, double limb support, swing time, stride duration, step duration, cadence, and speed. All these are the temporal variables. Now, we are going to discuss about time variables first and distance variables next. Normally, distance variables include stride length, step length, width of walking base, and degree of toe out. These variables provide essential quantitative information about a person's gait and should be included in any gait description. So each variable may be affected by such factors as age, sex, height, size and shape of the bony components, and also distribution of mass in body segments, joint mobility, muscle strength, type of clothing and footwear, habits and psychological status. Okay. So all these are going to affect these variables. So these factors which are affecting gait is beyond the scope of this discussion. Okay, now we will see the time variables now. So what do you mean by stance time? So the stance time is the amount of time that lapses during the stance phase of one extremity of the gait cycle. So in a gait cycle, the amount of time elapses during the stance phase. So stance phase means we'll get up to 60%, which is the stance phase of one extremity, that is reference extremity, in a gait cycle. This is called stance time. Now coming to the next one, that is single support time. So in the entire gait cycle, okay, the amount of time that elapses during the period when only one extremity is on the supporting surface in a gait cycle. Okay, that is called as single support time. If you take double support time, so the double support time is the amount of time that a person spends with both feet on the ground during one gait cycle is called as double support time. Normally the percentage of this time spent in double support may be increased in the elderly and in those with balance disorders. The percentage of time spent in double support decreases as the speed of walking increases. Okay, this is about the double support time. We have seen stance time, single support time and double support time. Now, we'll move on to the stride duration. Stride duration is the amount of time it takes to accomplish one stride. Here, stride duration means which includes gait cycle duration. Okay, so both are same. Gait cycle duration and stride duration both are same here. Okay, now we'll move on to the step duration. Okay, step duration. So in this step duration, we can find it is the amount of time spent during a single step. During a single step, how much time it takes, that is called as single step duration. Okay, measurement usually is taken in seconds per steps. Seconds per step. Okay. Yes. So that means here one right leg here up to here, initial contact to flat foot. This is one step. And again here for the left limb it is coming for the next heel strike and the step, that is next step. Okay, so from one step how much the duration is taking place, that duration is called as step duration. Okay, next, when there is weakness of an extremity or pain, step duration may be decreased on the affected side and increased on the unaffected side. Okay, so that is step duration. If you see the cadence, it is the number of steps taken by a person per unit of time. Per unit of time. Cadence may be measured as the number of steps per unit time. It may be per second or per minute. Okay, a shorter step length will result in increased cadence at any given velocity. Okay, as one walks with increased cadence, that means the duration of the double support period decreases. When the cadence of walking approaches 180 steps per minute, the period of double support is going to disappear, and at that stage running commences. Okay, so 180 steps per minute leads to running. Okay, a step frequency or cadence of about 100 steps per minute can be considered as typical for adult men, while a typical cadence for women is about 116 steps per minute. Okay, that is the cadence. If you take the speed is measured in centimeters per minute. Speed is measured centimeters per minute. Okay, speed of gait usually is referred to as slow, free and fast. So free speed of gait refers to a person for normal walking speed, while slow and fast speeds of gait refers to the speeds slower or faster than the person's normal comfortable walking speed. Okay, so these are the time variables. Now we